Let's be honest, choosing web hosting can be a total headache. You hear all these terms thrown around. cPanel, WordPress hosting, what's the actual difference? And more importantly, what are the hidden gotchas they're not telling you about? Well, we're going to clear all that up right now and figure this out so you can make a choice you feel good about.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll get on the same page about what hosting even is. Then, we're going to put on our detective hats and uncover the real risks that come with both cPanel and WordPress hosting. After that, we'll pit them against each other, head to head. And we'll wrap it all up with a playbook, your guide to making a smart, safe choice.
Okay, first things first. Before we can really compare these two options, we got to make sure we understand the ground we're building on. What exactly is web hosting?
Think of it this way. If your website is your house, your web hosting is the piece of land you build it on. It's totally essential, right? It's where all your stuff, your files, your images lives, and it's what makes it possible for people to actually visit you online. It's the foundation for everything.
And that brings us to the biggest idea you need to grasp today. cPanel is like a giant all-purpose toolbox. You know, the kind that has every tool imaginable. Hammers for your files, wrenches for your email, screwdrivers for your databases. It can do a little bit of everything. WordPress hosting, though, that's more like a specialty toolkit, custom-built for one single purpose, making WordPress sites run perfectly.
So that big cPanel toolbox sounds pretty great, doesn't it? All that power, all that flexibility. But, and this is a big but, all that control comes with its own set of traps. There are some hidden risks that can totally sneak up on you if you're not paying attention.
We're talking about some major headaches here. You've got performance issues because you're sharing the server's power with others, security holes that can pop up, and of course, those sneaky hidden costs for things you assumed were free. Plus, let's be real, it can be pretty overwhelming for beginners to figure out. And this right here, this quote says it all. This is the biggest risk of shared cPanel hosting. You're basically living in an apartment building with a bunch of other websites. If your neighbor decides to throw a massive party, gets a huge spike in traffic, it can suck up all the electricity and knock the power out for your site too, usually right when you need it most.
All right, let's shift gears to security. You could have the best website in the world, but there is a massive, wide open front door that so many people just completely ignore. So here's the deal. Your login page, whether it's for cPanel or WordPress, is getting attacked constantly. I mean, 24/7. Automated bots are just trying to guess your password over and over again. It's called a brute force attack. And if you're not using something like two-factor authentication, where you need a code from your phone to log in, your entire site is only as strong as your password. Scary, right?
So you might be thinking, okay, forget cPanel. I'll just go with the specialized WordPress kit. It's got to be safer, right? Well, not so fast. Its biggest strength, simplicity, can actually hide a completely different set of problems.
Yep, even though it's built for WordPress, it's not a magic bullet. The most common issues are sites slowing to a crawl because of too many plugins, security holes that are specific to the WordPress world, and believe it or not, those helpful automatic updates can sometimes be a real problem.
I love this analogy because it's just so true. Every single plugin you add is like tossing another brick into your backpack. A few might be okay, but pretty soon your site is just so weighed down that it can barely move. Performance takes a nosedive.
And here's the real kicker. Automatic updates sound great, right? They're supposed to keep you safe by patching security holes. But the irony is, sometimes an update for one thing, say WordPress itself, will conflict with your theme or another plugin, and boom, your whole site goes down. The very feature designed to protect you can be the thing that breaks everything.
Okay, so now that we've seen the potential dark side of both of these options, let's put them side by side. This is where you can really see the core trade-offs you're making when you choose one over the other.
When you look at it like this, it all becomes super clear. It really just boils down to one fundamental choice: control versus convenience. cPanel gives you maximum control and flexibility, but you're on the hook for a lot more. WordPress hosting makes your life way easier and adds extra security, but it does that by limiting your control and, yeah, it usually costs more.
So, is it all doom and gloom? If there's no right answer? Absolutely not. The key takeaway here is that neither option is perfect, but no matter which one you choose, you are not helpless. There are smart, simple things you can do to manage these risks and make sure your site succeeds.
If you go with the cPanel toolbox, this is your 4-step playbook. 1. Don't cheap out on your host. Pick a good one. 2. Use a service called a CDN, which helps speed things up and protect you. 3. Get serious about security. Strong passwords and two-factor authentication are non-negotiable. And 4, keep an eye on how much power you're using so you know when it's time for an upgrade.
And if you choose the specialized WordPress kit, your playbook looks a little different. 1. Pick a host that offers a web application firewall. Think of it like a security guard for your site. 2. Keep it simple. Use a lightweight theme and be ruthless about deleting plugins you don't need. 3. This one's huge. Always test updates on a copy of your site, a staging site, before you push them live. And 4. Don't just trust your host's backups, have your own, just in case.
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this one question. The best hosting isn't about the coolest features or the lowest price. It's about what empowers your vision. It's about picking the foundation that's right for what you're trying to build and being smart enough to plan for its weaknesses. And now you've got the playbook to do just that.